about a real God with the real sisters. And while some things are new, there is one thing that will never change. You're loved, chosen, beautiful, and enough. Welcome to Real Talk with Me.
Hey, y'all. Thank you.
Okay.
What do I
What is going on?
Do the
Hey,
rabbit.
hey, guys. Y'all, I literally, wow, had the biggest brain fart just now. But hey, guys, it's your girls here. Your favorite set of sisters. It is
Oh
Be
my
Real.
God. Let me find out you
I
forgot
forgot.
you was
I
Really
did. I'm
like,
like,
Claude.
oh my god.
woo.
Claude.
Again, it's your favorite set of sisters here. Be Real, Vanya, and Chris. And we are checking in with yet another moment in the meantime. Hey guys. Wow.
Hello.
Hey.
Ooh, that was a lot. Oh my God.
I mean, you really
Can y'all
froze
see
up.
my earrings, guys?
I see it.
Like I really do. I
Burn.
have earrings on, but they're small and dainty. Um, but I really like them.
All right.
Brittany.
I just
That's
want to
cute.
shed light on my earrings. Hi. How are you today, Brittany?
I am doing
I mean,
very
start
well.
with her. Start with
Right.
her.
Okay. Like.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm doing very well, actually. Yeah, I'm good. I have my work schedule has lightened up for the next couple of weeks. So I'm really excited about that.
I mean, that thing is
Um,
stressing me out.
yes, it was yes. But one day I get my pay.
Oh, bye.
Um, but yes, I was very tired, but I've been catching up on some rest. I've been watching some Family Matters. I cleaned out my prayer
Mm.
closet. So I'm just kind of regrouping and getting myself back together. So,
Okay, cool, cool, cool,
Okay.
cool.
yeah. How are y'all?
I'm good. I'm good. Today I had work
All right.
and yeah, had work and
And
I
how was that?
realized work was cool. But the thing is I realized I haven't really studied for no class. Like school has started and it's just like I know it started and I've sat in class, but it's just like I need to pay attention because we're actually
I
going over
agree.
material and it's like, girl,
I have a
Now,
test coming up, and I haven't studied this week. Um, I
okay.
am tonight, but I just haven't.
I am a
I
full.
haven't felt the gumption.
The, I'm about 6 weeks behind in schoolwork.
Oh, Brittany.
Okay. Okay.
You know what? And that's okay. You can
I
come
was.
back from that.
I had to think. I mean, it was. I just didn't have any time. My like between work and school, I literally like I was running out of day. So now
I
I
get
gotta
it.
catch up. So I'll probably lock in. And then I'm doing some school helping someone else with some schoolwork too. So, you know, that's money. So I
You
just,
said now you doing what now?
Okay.
I have a little side
How?
I have a little side hustle where I help people with their schoolwork. So I have another project that I'm working on. Um,
Okay.
but I be needing to keep the coins coming in. So
Yes.
when I'll
Get the
find some
money. Get the
time.
money.
I'll find some time when before the term is up, and I'll catch up. Right now I'm at a solid 9F.
Okay. All right, about this week's blog. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
But I've talked to my teacher. It's understood. I will have an A in a couple weeks.
Okay, amen.
Count on it. All right. So blog time. Blog time, blog time. I'm really excited about this week's blog because I wrote the blog.
Oh
What is
god.
it? What you do?
because I wrote the blog.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to be very transparent. I don't know if I've made a public statement about it before, but I say bad words in my blog.
Mm-hmm.
This has been going on for like the past 6 or 7 months because I just need to say it how I feel it. Um, and I believe that, like, I know words have so much power, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I know there are some writers who they can get it done without using any profanity,
So
but
you're
I'm
not
not
a Bill Cosby. You're more of a
Richard Pryor.
Red
So,
Fox.
more like Red Fox, Richard Pryor. But
Okay.
I don't know. I think I was thinking about it and I was trying to just like write it like in a very cute kind of way. And I was just like, I don't feel like this is putting out the way I really feel. So I think over time I'm just gonna see, you know, if it's something that I eventually am able to do, just, let out my true feelings in a, without cussing. But as for right now, I
Sometimes
just
cuss words just help you express it better. It's like an
so.
adjective.
No, did you see Iyanla Van Zant? She did this whole thing about the S word, and she's like, it's not a cuss word. It's how you use it. Like, I'm gonna have to find it and see.
how did she
I'm gonna
use
have to
it?
find it and send it to y'all. She's like, it can be an adjective. It can be a noun. Like, no, like no.
It's true.
It was the whole thing, and I'm gonna have to find it and send it to y'all.
Yeah.
Remind me.
Cause it's a thing, and I wanted to purposely say it on the podcast because I be needing to say how I feel it, and I be talking about the Lord in the same sentence. And so I think it's something that will either be beautiful because I'm being my truest, authentic self, or it'll be beautiful to see how I can gracefully transition into not needing to use explicatives. So, at any rate, I wanted to put that out there so we can watch the journey unfold. But I use cuss words because this blog is so, 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 so important to me. I love TV. If you know me, you know I love TV. And
Mm-hmm.
if you know me, you know that not only do I love TV, but I love reality TV. Sometimes I get kind of mad at rich people fighting and being petty and catty all the time,
Uh-huh.
but I still watch it. Okay. And so, Sweet Life, HBO Max, it's a show produced by Issa Rae. So, whether the show was good or not, because I love Issa, I was going to
Mm-hmm.
watch the show. But turns out the show was bomb.
I mean,
Okay.
that show is
The
hot.
show is bomb. And it, like, you also got to think about it. I just want to set it up, right? Because when, let's see, you remember The Hills and Laguna Beach, all that came out. That came out when I was a teenager.
Right.
So it
College
just,
Hill.
yeah, college, all that stuff like that. Like, that's like my childhood. So
I like College
I
Hill now.
that's, of course you did. But I think that's why, like, reality TV is like so fun for me because I remember when it first began and it was just like the cameras weren't as good as they are now and all
Right.
that. So
The resolution was horrible. It was
all
trash.
fun. And what's the show we're talking about? Sweet Life. It reminds me a lot of Laguna Beach.
Mm.
Reminds me a lot of The Hills. And so we got a character. Her name is Bree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Bree, I took a liking to Bree in season 1 because I could just kind of identify with Bree a little bit. I start the blog off by saying, and I'm not going to read the whole blog because I don't want to, I just don't want to read it all. But I start the blog by saying, God damn it, Bree. The reason I'm saying that is because
It's
I
needed.
literally have you.
Wait, have you
If
watched it, Vanya?
Vanya watched it with
Yeah,
us.
watched it with
She watched it with
y'all.
me.
Okay, this right, this right. Okay,
If
yeah.
you have ever, it's like it was like watching the Super Bowl and
Oh
your
my god.
team fumbles at the end
Right at
zone.
the yes.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? It was like it was like last year with the Cowboys. Remember how the Cowboys got put out of the playoffs? Chris,
Don't take offense, Chris.
You ain't gotta bring it up right
where it
now.
was just a big old
Oh, God.
disappointment, and you looking like,
You
what
standing at the screen
just
like,
happened? Yeah, like what just happened? I don't think I felt like that since the Cowboys got kicked out of the playoffs last year. Vanya, you better take this selfie. I mean, what's happening? So, I mean, you thought that phone was not visible. Mug like pose for the frame.
I have
But
my selfie. We may continue.
yes. But Bree messed up royally.
She did.
So, just a little recap on Bree. Anybody want to jump in with a recap on Bree, or do y'all want me to do it?
Just keep going.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Bree, season 1. Bree is trying to date. Bree is the one because it's a group of them. They're all like young professionals and trying to um trying to get their life on, got their business and
Mhm.
all this and that. So they're all, grinding and just doing what it is they need to do. All right. Bree was one who she knew she wanted to do something, but she didn't quite have a plan together. So she was almost like the odd man out. She was like
Right.
the weakest link in the room, but she was very passionate. I just like Bree. I was like, but I think Bree is cool. And so Bree was dating guys and it wasn't really going anywhere. Turns out there's this other character, Jordan, who heavily pursues Bree. I mean, he heavily pursued Bree. He
Of
was
course he did.
all
Y'all know it.
about he was all about some Bree. He was giving her because he got like a clothing brand. He was giving her sweatsuits and driving her on the road trips, and like he was after Bree. All right. So Bree was like,
I
okay,
mean,
okay.
Jordan was like
He was
Jordan got it
after
all
Bree.
together. Like he been had money.
Hmm.
He's been established
He didn't need the
and
show. He didn't need the show for no
didn't need the
money.
show. And
None of
it's
that.
like they was like it's like they're together. Like we we ain't official, but we know what we got. We working
Ev-
on something. We building something. We
If
trying
you
to
know,
get
you
there.
know.
Everybody knew what it was with Jordan
Right.
and Bree. Okay. So Jordan and Bree, they got that thing going. And so they finally like get to a point where it's like, okay, we really like each other. This is a thing. Cool. So they're in front of the friend group, and the friend group knows that this is a thing. They go out, they're out of town. This becomes a thing. And
Mm.
they're out. And I think and Bree got real affectionate. She got real PDA-ish with him.
Mm-hmm.
He literally leans over. I'll never forget it. He leans over and he's like,
Mm.
chill out some. We ain't got to do all that.
I forgot about that.
That was
I know you did. That's why I'm bringing it up. And that's why I wrote about this in my blog.
mm-hmm.
She literally, she cried. It was embarrassing. It was very embarrassing. I felt the embarrassment because if you
I
go to the
mean,
blog,
my heart when that happened, my heart sunk.
yeah.
It sunk for her.
If
Oh,
you have
geez.
read any of my previous blogs, I have a blog called Quick, and
Mm-hmm.
I link it in the current blog, and I
From
talk
Brown Florida
about
Brittany.
mhm, and I talk about a similar situation. So I felt her pain because it's embarrassing. Like you finally be like, oh, okay, wow, I get to
Because
do
she thought it was
this.
cool to open up and just.
She thought it was
Uh,
cool,
Yeah.
and then he shut it down. All right,
He
oh
shut it
my
down now.
God.
he shut it down. Okay. And this is not she just started trying something. He had pursued her. Go back to season 1 and watch it. He pursued her. All
He
right.
pursued.
He pursued the out of her. Okay. And so, all right. So Bree, she had to bounce back. All right. And she did like a good woman. She didn't stay down too long, you know.
Right.
She shed a couple tears, boom, boom. And then she was like, all right, cool. I'm not dating in the friend group anymore. And so she started going on dates and all that. And so it was like, okay, cool. So while she's dating, she meets this guy named Patiri.
Oh my God. Perry is just an amazing guy. With period. Go ahead.
She meets
He's
Patiri.
beautiful. He
Kind
grown.
hearted.
He's like textbook boyfriend.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Except for she said his communication was whack when he would go back home. So
Man,
I feel her
everybody
on that.
communication whack.
But I'm
Textbook black
saying,
boyfriend.
but I'm saying that would take away his little perfection image. I don't want to give him perfection. But at any rate,
Perry is perfection.
she meets Patiri. Patiri is hot. Okay. He's Patiri. Anyway, he was very attentive. He's a good guy. Okay. Good guy all around. Boom. All right. So it was
a
just
flex. He was a flex for her to bring him around Jordan after he had did her
Mhm.
bad. So he was a
Right.
big flex.
big come up. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Huge come up.
So they go on this date and they didn't commit to anything, but it was just like, man, that was a good date. Go ahead, Bree. It's only up from here. So we had hope for Bree. At the end of season 1, we had hope for Bree because we like,
Yeah.
if you snag Patiri, let's say you don't make it work with Patiri, it's only up from here, sis. Like the only way left is up. George Dean. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? It was just like, okay. Season 2 comes in, you know, so they had that off season. I think we waited like we waited a while before we got season 2. So season 2 comes in. All right, season 2 comes in, and Patiri is still a thing. Okay. So she and Patiri, they're still a thing. And Patiri, he lives on the East Coast. Of course, she lives in LA. So it's kind of like, can this work? I want it to work, but I'm kind of scared that it won't work because he's so far away. When he's at home, the communication isn't on point, this and that. So she expressed that to him. She's just like, I just kind of feel like, that's how she talked, I just kind of feel like that so she was like, she felt like, this is fake because when we're together, it's perfection. But when you leave, it's not. So, normal, fearful type vibes. I could understand her on that. She talked to him about it. He heard her. And so basically
he heard her.
And basically, long story short, because y'all should watch it yourselves, but just to set the tone.
Please watch the show. It's amazing.
Watch the show. And I'm literally not telling you guys everything, I promise. But they go, they end up just kind of breaking it off. She was crying, but she breaks it off because she's just like, I just don't, she was just scared. So she broke it off. So I was already looking at Bree like, Bree, don't do this. Like, just try. Just see if this can be a thing. Like, I'm rooting for Bree. I want Bree to really just step outside of her head and just give this a shot. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But she breaks it off anyway. Bree has a friend who they kind of had a little falling out, but that friend told her, like, I think you're trying to like sabotage this relationship, right? And I completely agreed with the friend. Okay, we'll set that over to the side. Anyway, the friend group is out. They're having another event. In walks Patiri with flowers and gifting her first class tickets to come see him.
2.
Right? 2. So, in my mind,
it's all good.
What are you wanting? Because, and so she was like, one of her other complaints, she was like, he called me like 3 times. I didn't answer. And it was like, okay, she wanted him to keep calling for whatever reason.
What? I missed that.
Yeah, she was like,
Yes.
he only called me 3 times, but she didn't pick up any of those 3 times. And
Yeah.
so it was like, sis, what are you doing? And so anyway, instead of Patiri calling, Patiri put some fire to his cell and flew into town. So I don't see how, I mean, pulling up on me is greater than a phone call any day to me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So anyway, he pulls up on her with flowers. He pulls up on her. He got flowers. He got these tickets. And hey, I'm not sure who said hey, but hey,
It's
got
Demi.
hey Demi.
Hey, Demi.
Got flowers and got these plane tickets, right? And she like has a meltdown. Literally,
It was a meltdown.
a whole
It was a meltdown.
bleeping meltdown. And she's just like, oh my God, like you could have called me before you came first. But mind you, he had been
Yeah,
calling
already
Oh, but
and
tried
she
three
did not
times.
answer. So she's like, oh my God, you didn't call me. Like I have to, like, I need to think about this and all of that. So then she goes to two other friends, not the friend who already told her she's sabotaging this. She goes to two other friends to get their advice.
who already got relationship issues going on. They trying to pressure their men to marry
Mhm.
them. They got stuff going on with their relationships.
Hmm. And she says to them, she's like, what should I do? And basically, they came to the conclusion that Patiri had not done enough.
They came to the conclusion.
She literally took their words and took it on as her own.
They
Oh my
came,
goodness.
yes, because one of the friends said that he was being performative.
Yes.
If you
Yeah.
if you watch the show, you know that's not
She
even
sure
how Bree
did.
talks. So she went back to him and was like, it just kind of seems a bit performative that you would do this and blah blah blah. At any rate, he's standing there, of course, like, what the else I'm supposed to do, you know.
What
Anyway,
more do you from me? Al Green.
that's a good one. At any rate, that's the end. She had a meltdown.
Went to
She
her friends.
went to her friends. The friend said he had not done enough and that he was being performative.
Friends who are having problems and with their relationship.
Uh-huh. And then that was it. He left. She stayed in there crying.
Mm.
And that was the season finale.
Mm.
So I pondered and 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 I pondered some more. And I was just like, what really happened in that moment? What happened?
Mm-hmm.
What happened in that moment? Because I always feel like in a situation like that, it's like what's happening and then what's happening in your mental.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I see what happened at the event, but she had another something going on in her mental.
I mean, because she broke down. Like, she had a real life meltdown.
I really
You
want
can
y'all to
see
watch
it in
it.
her eyes. Like she's just like spazzing.
Yeah. And so, as one who has been rooting for Bree since season 1, I found myself screaming. I found myself I was pissed because y'all know how I feel about love and relationships and things like that. And so I love to see people win in this area. And winning doesn't mean that you're linking up with somebody who's perfect. But winning, I think, means that you find someone who cares enough to try,
Mm-hmm.
which is what I felt
That's good.
like.
That was good to me.
Say it again.
What did I say? Winning isn't finding someone who has perfection, but winning is finding someone who cares enough to try. That's what I feel like.
So it's hard to even like nowadays finding someone or having someone who is even willing to try to care. Like that is huge. So if you do get someone who actually cares, it's like jackpot.
Yeah. Like you don't got to be perfect, but if I can communicate something to you and then you try to
Yeah.
adjust,
That
I
is
Like it when
huge.
I make a few things known. Okay, this is a problem for me. When I communicate that to you, and then you show me that you've listened to me and
That
can
means
make those
you
changes and try.
care.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So one thing I will say is that Brie is young.
yeah, she
Okay.
is.
So I think the entire cast is like maybe 26 and a little bit younger than that. So, I get it. But just over here and kind of in auntie mode, I'm like, Brie, don't do this. Don't do this, Brie. Because you're not gonna find another Patiri. Not too quick. It's ghetto out here.
It's
Okay.
so ghetto out here. Oh,
Just
yes, please at
care.
least care. That is huge.
So I'm like I said, I watched the show and I was literally like, it grieved my soul that she fumbled that because I was like, okay, wait a minute. And then it hit me. Season 1,
Mm-hmm.
when she cared about Jordan and was finally about to have her moment with Jordan, he shut her
Mm-hmm.
down. So to
Gosh.
be that close again with Patiri, it was like, I gotta mess this up because he's not gonna embarrass me the way Jordan did.
Yeah.
No. Self-sabotage.
She sabotaged the heck out of that.
I mean, but he didn't
Yeah.
even give the signs the same signs as Jordan, though.
When you get embarrassed,
Mm.
they don't
All
have to
you
give the signs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just remember what the heck happened.
You know where you were. And in that
Mm.
moment, it was the same as Jordan. Same friend group, outing, same environment, basically.
Yeah.
And where she let loose with Jordan and he said,
Mm.
now you got Patiri who, because she's not a stranger to, like, guys having money and doing stuff for her because Jordan did.
Right.
So the fact that he came with the flowers and came with the flight, I think she probably low key just, that's just a normal gesture. But it was just like, but he heard you. And in that moment, I think what happened was she said, he not finna do me like Jordan did.
And she
Mm.
got in front of it before it could happen.
And she got ahead of that thing.
Yeah.
And
And
crash.
I was just like, Brie. I mean, my soul hurt for Brie with that. Because number one, I've been Brie.
Yeah.
I've been Brie. Where it's just like, because when you've been in, like, to have a breakup is one thing. You know, you don't, don't mind, like, because it's like, dang, okay, now I got to start over. But
Mhm.
to be embarrassed,
Embarrassed on top of a breakup, like you did that thing in front of everybody.
when,
You didn't care. You did not protect me. Like
when you,
that's
You
embarrassing.
didn't
That's bad.
care.
when
You
you,
never cared.
when that
Mm-hmm.
thing, happened in front of people, you be like,
It's on
it,
a lot of levels.
it,
You
it,
know, you know how you have like a fresh scalp and it's just really, it's starting to heal, but like some of it may be loose, but like in the middle it's like some of the scab is like deeper and you rip that thing thinking
Ooh.
it's not gonna hurt.
mm-hmm,
That's what
yeah,
it feel like. Oh.
yeah. Um, and she was
Mm.
embarrassed. And
Yeah.
so
Mm.
that's another level. Like when you got to get past the breakup, that's okay. Like that's already its own process. But when you got to get over, like, oh, oh, this nigga embarrassed me.
Oh my God.
Like, I've
Ooh.
been Brie. So I understand. The 20-something-year-old me understands. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, damn, I wish in that moment that she would have been, I wish that she would have,
I wish she had a real person standing beside her in that moment.
that's why I'm trying to see which way I want to go first. But I would say for sure, I wish she had better friends in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
with more experience or wisdom because
Because they're also young.
That's what
yeah.
I was saying. So you do have to keep in mind that they're young. So now, just to take away Bree and take away all of that, just to think about people, me, you, us,
Mhm.
we do that. And if you do not have the right friend group, the
Mm-hmm.
right circle of people, you too will be
Will be
fumbling good people
Cause you got to watch who in your ear.
because you got to watch who
watch
in
who's in
your
your ear.
ear. Because I don't want to tell the full episode, but the same people who told her that Patiri had not done enough, she found out that her boyfriend had
Mm.
had toyed with the idea of purchasing an engagement ring, but then just said, nah, I'ma chill on that. And when she found that out, it was a big deal. So her thing
After
ain't,
listening to his friends.
after listening to his friends, he decided he's not gonna propose to her. So it's just
That
like,
karma hit her quick.
it
Yeah.
did. And it's just like, I'm watching the show, but I'm also just thinking about, like, in real life, like, this is a real thing about, like, if you don't have the right people around you, you're gonna have yourself a hard time trying to find somebody,
Yeah,
and
because if
trying
you
to
got
keep somebody.
yeah, because
Finding and keeping. Go ahead.
if you got like you got a set of friends that's always negative, always quick to talk about somebody, always quick to talk about somebody's situation. What happens when you're not around? Are they talking about your
Mhm.
situation and all of this, and then as soon as something happen, you go to them, and then it's like they just giving bad advice, like, yeah, girl, you need a he a
Yeah,
effing
like, do
girl.
they talk you down when you like about
Yeah,
to show out and the show out is not needed? Like, because sometimes we get ready to show out and the show out is definitely not necessary. Like, you need to have that person in your circle, like, just put the phone down. Like, don't send that. Like, you don't need a hype man when you when you hot already.
you just gotta check your circle because everybody motives are not good
That
motives.
part. That part.
People
And
Because
be
they may want
bitter.
you
People
having
be
troubles in your, if they're having issues with their situation, like, just because they your friend, what make you think they want to see your relationship doing good?
yeah,
exactly. People be
Like
bitter and
in a
hurt
perfect world, like,
from their own situation, and then start applying what they going through to your life. Baby,
mhm.
we're not on the same level. We're not in the
And
same
then they're like,
situation.
they could be like giving you advice from their anger
Yeah.
because they will generalize the actions of all males
Mm-hmm.
instead of just saying this what my nigga did right here.
Yeah,
They they
my
generalize everybody.
yeah. Would you say, Chris?
don't apply your stuff to my situation. Like, no.
Yeah,
No. Period.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
yeah. And I think that sometimes too people are trauma bonded. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like we can be friends, and this has happened a lot with me with ITMT. Um, because ITMT is a, it's a singles based ministry brand. And so a lot of people will, friend me up on this notion of like, oh, we waiting on husbands. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but
I'm sorry, I don't know why I got so tickled.
because that's how I be, and I be like, all right, but
How you wait? No.
sometimes
That's the question.
Mhm.
That's the question, Vanya.
Like
Yeah.
sometimes I've encountered people who are obsessively waiting,
Mhm.
and it'll lead to conversations about that. Like, okay, I think we need to, let's not put so much focus here, or let's not do this and that. And I remember 2017, 2018, I was in a very hard, hard space where it came to love, and I had the biggest friend group at that time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I
My,
had
my, 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 my,
the
my.
the biggest friend group. When we were all like, nobody knew what was happening with a nigga. Nobody knew if they was gonna get a nigga. Like it, it was just like we were all like, Valentine's Day was lit, about 20 of us. Like, my house was always packed. Like, cause we were just kicking it. We was homegirls. We, all this and that. And then midways 2019, you know what I'm saying, things start looking up for your girl.
Things are looking up.
Things start
Things are looking up.
Okay.
things, is that a song? Okay. Things start kind of looking up for your girl, start seeing a little light. It wasn't at the end of the tunnel, because guess who's still in the tunnel?
Not the tunnel.
That's but like, I didn't see light at the end of the tunnel, but things start looking up. And when things start looking up, friends start getting icky with me. Real story. Like going to that Facebook page, unfriended type icky.
Add friend.
Add friend.
Put that name in the private chat for me.
Okay. I'll do it.
Sorry.
I me finna say it, but yeah. And so and I'm not saying that to just like be ugly, but it's just like to bring some.
You got deleted too.
To bring some reference to what we're talking about, and how sometimes your friend,
I deleted her.
If y'all have trauma bonded or just bonded off of this one idea, if somebody start to push full ahead a little bit, then if the bond wasn't genuine, then
see, first of all,
it'll cause some rift.
Can I say this? And
I don't know.
That dude didn't want her.
Come on, man.
You can go ahead.
First of all, I always be like,
man.
People always be quick to start praying with you for stuff, and then as soon as you start getting it, then it's like, what was the point of us praying for it if we didn't?
If it wasn't gonna come,
if it wasn't gonna happen, like, did you not did you not think it was gonna happen? Like, we've been praying about this.
Yeah,
I think now you're mad that my prayer has been answered.
Sometimes people don't want to see you get it first.
Yep, that's what it is.
That's it.
It's not I don't want to see you get it, but I want to see you get it before me, because then who gonna be with me while I'm still here?
While I'm still out here struggling, while I'm still out in the trenches.
Yeah, and until you have learned, I feel like I'm talking so loud. Until you have learned how to celebrate somebody who gets it before you, you're not gonna get it. And I'm just saying, because I'm
It's crazy now.
I will say this: there have been a lot of people get it before me. People that I prayed with. People that I said, don't give up on this. Like, he's a good guy. Like, he just we're gonna pray for him as he worked through these kinks and this and that. And no, don't give up on that. There was this one girl legit was gonna break up with her man, and I was like, whoa. Let's not. And
Yeah.
I stayed on the phone with her and we prayed together because I was like, you love him. And God did send this person to you. Just hold tight. Because sometimes you just get weary in your waiting, right? And
Did
you need
he?
somebody to help you. And I remember we just prayed together, prayed together, prayed together. We got off the phone. I told her, I said, don't bring up your past anymore. Because she kind of was having a Brie moment. I said, you cannot
Mm.
bring up your past anymore because you're going to get to a point where you're treating this guy like that guy. And no, I don't want you to keep doing it and miss out on your blessing.
Mm.
And when I tell y'all, I hung up the phone with her. I started watching Beauty and the Beast, and she FaceTimed me
Oh
with
wow.
the guy we had just been praying for her about, and they were engaged that very night.
Yeah.
I didn't say, "Shoot, man, man, I'm
Ah,
praying by your man." I ain't do that.
shoot, man,
Shoot.
dang. Talk to the
Shoot,
boy,
man.
shoot. Dang, man,
Shoot,
I'm on my
man.
way, shoot.
Man, shoot, man. I'm praying for him, man. Shoot, I can't even get my own do it. Shoot, man. Like, I ain't do, that's not how that went.
You know the guy trying to switch up the prayer, like, all right, God, it's me again. Same prayer that I just prayed.
Yeah, when I pray for her,
Put me in it.
on me.
Put my name in it. Put it for me.
Say it in my life. Like, I didn't.
Send it
I
my
remember.
way.
Yeah, I remember being so proud of myself for not getting like feeling no way because I was just like, okay. I was like, wow. I went to that girl wedding. I was happy for her, still am. You know what I'm saying? And that's just one example. This is like people have gotten it before me often. Like it's a thing. I'm 34 now, so you can imagine how many people have gotten engaged before me or they've gotten married before me. And it's like, okay, that's fine. It's never caused me to say, you know what, when somebody come to me talking about their boyfriend, then I'm like, he not doing enough. You need to do this because he ain't like, I'm just not gonna be that friend. And I feel like if you got to be that friend, I feel like you just be having ulterior motives.
Yeah.
I'm not saying be a yes man to your friend because I'm not a yes man. But I'm also saying like sometimes you need to check why you so hostile
Yeah.
to your homegirl's situation. Why you that invested?
What's the
The
root to
comments.
What you say, Britt? I need to pray for me.
Lay your
Listen,
hands on me.
I mean, we all need to call down fire at this point. But like,
Stop by.
come on, Holy Spirit.
No, really though, we do
Hey,
like
long.
you need to figure out like why are you this invested? Because at the end of the day, like I want everybody to be happy, but at the end of the
Yeah.
day, that's your situation. I'm not gonna take that on as mine.
No.
I'm not gonna
I
take
gotta
that on as
know.
mine. So listen, I'm like, why are you that invested where you finna be like getting angry? Like you get like somebody like say your
You
girl
should
going
not
through
be getting
something,
angry.
your girl going through something, and then something happened in the relationship. All right, so why are you angry? Why are you pushing off anger to your friend?
Yeah.
Why are you so
There's a
quick
root.
to
There's a
like
root.
Your
what's
There's
going
a
friend,
root.
on to try to tear it down? Like, no, let's
your friend
just be
don't need
supportive.
your friend doesn't need your emotion
No,
in a situation like that. You need to
Yeah.
just know how to listen sometimes
mm-hmm.
because sometimes we gotta make sure we're not oversharing. But
That part
in the event where you just want to vent
just
or
want to
you
vent.
you
Just need
have
to express yourself.
you have to make like just be a listening ear. It's not a bad thing to just be a listening ear or
Because
ask the question. I like to ask the question,
how
what
can
you
I
want
support?
from me?
Yeah.
What you want from me right now? Do you
Yeah.
want me to we're gonna throw our middle finger up. You want to listen to some K Michelle. You want to go, let's get something to eat. Let's get some pizza and let's go get some Doritos. I'm gonna make some dip. We can get some cookies. Like, you want to like eat our way through this.
About that
Just
today.
how can I support you in
Yeah,
this
like,
Talking about
moment?
that in our our emotional meeting today at work. It's like when somebody's talking, and he gave the example of when his father died. um his mom would just be, this needs to be done, this needs to be done, this needs to be done. And so every time that, she would say something needs to be done, he would go do it. So then it just got overwhelming for him because of his schedule and everything. So he was, breaking down, just tired and stuff. And so finally, his roommate told him, why don't you just ask her when she's venting or saying things, what does she want you to do? What does she need you to do in the moment or whatever? And so he says, when he finally asked, what is it that you want me to do? She was saying that something broke down. And he said, well, mom, what do you want me to do? And she said, I'm just frustrated and I just need you to listen. And so he said he started to do that. And most of the times she just wanted someone to listen to her.
Listen, because if I
Mhm.
come to you about my situation and something happened, I don't need you to get to bashing anybody. Don't bash. You ain't got to bash me. You ain't got to
Don't
bash
bash
the
my
person I'm
man.
talking to, because the thing is, I'm not no dumb. I'm not no dumb female. Okay, I'm not no
dumb
dumb
B.
female. So at the point I come to you talking
Not a
just to
dumb
talk, baby, I don't need you to bash me or any decision that's been made or anything like that. Just listen.
And don't bash him because I'm venting about him in the moment, but we good.
Because if you get to bashing too hard, then I'm gonna look at you sideways like you got
Oh,
a
you must
problem with
like
him. You got a
her.
problem with me. Like, what's really going on? Like, you
What's
ain't
really
like,
going
have you
on?
really not been supporting us? Like, what's going on? I'm gonna look
Yeah.
at you sideways from there
Yeah,
from that
and it's
point.
gonna make you think like, so every other time we've talked about this, like, where was your mind at?
Like, was your
Like,
support genuine or was you just
yeah,
like, was you hating? Like, was you faking with me?
what's the root for the fruit?
Like, are you like, can you support me only because your situation is good, and now that
Mm-hmm.
yours is bad, now we gotta make sure I don't be able to fix my thing. And what I have learned, and it's a hard lesson, is that every friend can't be the relationship support. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because when you were in high school, and I know, and Bree, just to get back to the show for a hot second, like, they're still young, so I think she's still in that phase of like, we're gonna talk about my relationship with all 20 of y'all, but I remember the
Dang,
exact
I ain't never
Never
heard
had
moment.
no
that.
alternative, y'all.
I've always had like a group of friends, and so I remember the exact moment where it was like, nah, I'm not gonna be able to keep talking about this with everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so it significantly cuts down the amount of friends, because ultimately a lot of times that's what the people want to know about the most. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not here for the negative Nancy friends. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying like, don't hold me accountable or
Yeah.
don't, things like that, because you have to have somebody in your life who's going to say, Brittany, like, my thing is this: if Vanya is about to mess up royally, I might have to upset her and say, Vanya, I don't think you need to do that. Or
Which
maybe
she do. She don't mind.
I like to be a great friend. I try my best. I like to bring about different perspectives just so you can like see the other side of it. Like, okay, maybe this is a thing, maybe not. But if every single time Vanya want to talk to me about somebody, I'm just, that nigga ain't he, no, because this and because that, and you don't need to be like,
You gonna
why?
stress me out for starters.
Why?
I can't.
Yeah, and so you have to just, as a friend, as a, like me being a friend to somebody, like I said, I have a lot of people who come to me on this level, just because of ITMT. And my first thing is, all right, how do you want me to support you right now? What do you want from me? Do we want to listen to K Michelle and let's overeat?
Y'all want to turn
Um,
on some Dolph?
do we want to? Do you want to pray? Do you want me to tell you the truth? You have to even ask before you tell the truth,
Before you tell the truth,
because
Yep.
they might not want it.
because
You know what
every
I'm
truth ain't
saying?
your truth to tell.
Every truth ain't
Period.
your truth to tell. And before
And
I,
then you know what? The Bible says there is a time and a doggone season.
what it say,
There is
Vanya?
a time and a season
And
to all things. So when you feel like it's time, it really may not be time. See, I need friends that's walking with the Lord to know when it's time. So it just may not be time for you to give me the real. I might not be ready. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna
Like,
ask you every time. Okay, so do you want me to? Are we just venting tonight? We hate niggas tonight. Is that what we doing?
yeah,
Or or
uphold
do
me for a minute.
or do you want, like, do we need to go ahead and pray? Or because
You want
even
the
then,
strings or you want the beats?
It's this one. It's this one. I'll come to you. I don't feel like hearing no spiritual stuff right now. Just let me
I
talk.
don't
Let
want
me
no
talk it out. I don't want to hear that.
I
Keep that to yourself.
don't want to hear nothing about no Jesus. I'm mad. Like,
Oh my God.
because, and I'll be honest, because sometimes you don't like Chris. Chris is gonna be a voice of reason every time. If I want to get buck a little bit, I'm gonna call Vanya. Except for last time I tried to, and she was like, "Oh my God!" But
I've been changed.
if I know I'm gonna do some stupid stuff, I'm not telling Chris. I'm gonna lightly get the keys, and I haven't done this in a long time.
So you gotta
But I'm
catch
gonna-
Brittany. You gotta catch her. You gotta catch Brittany. See, I got the Holy Ghost. I be knowing when some Brittany she get quiet, y'all. She get quiet.
You
Next
look
thing I know,
down,
I
you
hear
look
some-
outside
some
the
people
car
pass my
gone.
door. Bring it back. Bring it back.
The car gone. She
Yeah, it's true.
high speed
So
chases.
it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Give me some credit,
Yeah.
but
not.
it has been
It's
over
been a
a
while.
year.
I believe you, but I'm not gonna give you any credit. I give you a debit.
No, I've been I've really been trying to do better. But because I know that Chris is the friend who's gonna say, "Now, Brittany, I won't even bring it to her just yet." You know what I'm saying? Because she's not gonna uphold me. But at the same time, what she ain't never gonna do is just get to bashing nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you have to have friends who not overly invested in the breakdown of your relationships.
Talking to Mike, Chris.
Wait
If I ever have a relationship, I
Chris,
get to talking to you about something. Don't get to bashing my stuff because don't do
Speak
that.
into the mic, Chris.
Don't do that. Because what is really going on? That's all.
What is really going on?
What you really got going on in your head? Because I'm like,
you just be needing a vent session. You know.
look at my eyes. I think she may want us to break up.
It's real, y'all.
You're happy to see me go through, huh?
Yeah,
Like,
man. You
ain't
gotta
never get that invested in my stuff. You ain't never gotta get that invested in my stuff.
Sometimes.
Never.
It's sometimes. I don't know. I guess
Never.
what
Don't
I
get invested in my
experienced
stuff.
One time what I had in
stop, y'all.
So I'm like venting to this one person who shall remain nameless. And said person goes on to tell me, well, he might just be, he might just be da 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 da. Or he might be feeling like da 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 da. Or he might be thinking da 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 da. Only to find out later that said person was having conversations with the guy.
Chris.
Like,
Women
so
use it no more.
even that, don't, no. Like,
Because you got to know who you can talk to.
yeah,
And
they
that's
talking about
and I
he might be
always say, I feel like I
saying,
say this on every podcast. Like you gotta know who you gotta pray to God about every single relationship. All your friends. If you in a
yeah,
relationship with your bae, your friends, like you need to pray about all of that because you can't know. Everybody not for you.
Yeah.
They not happy for you. They not trying to they
Demi, I'm
want
gonna
what you
tell you
got.
later
They trying to
who
do
said
whatever they can
person
to get
is.
what you got.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real. Chris got all on her mic. Look, Chris, she mad.
Cause it's like, how you gonna tell me? How you gonna say, oh, he may be saying, oh, he may be thinking. Then when I go back, I find all this stuff out, and then I go back, I'm like, so was y'all
Mhm.
discussing me? Or what, it's just
I I I
oh,
so man. I I
you do,
vented.
Demi.
I was venting to one before, and it was a switch. What happened on my end was, well, Brittany, at least he do this because mine don't do this. At
I don't
least
want to hear
he
that
do
either.
that because my
So
and
now you want my man.
I ain't talked to her since. I ain't talked to her since. Cause ma'am, what is this? Like, and it was just weird for me, And I think that
Coveting.
what we have to realize as friends, when you are friends with somebody and that person entrusts the details of their relationship to you, their romantic relationship to you, like that's a big deal. And
Yeah, Brittany, my thing was, you guys, I was just trying to open up and have, just kind of have somebody around here, because y'all are away, y'all are in South Carolina, I'm here. So I'm like, I'm gonna try something new. I'm gonna try something new. And I'm gonna talk, I'm just try to, we'll just converse and be cool. So this is what I did. And we sat, we on in my room and discussed, like talk in my room, in my living room, only to find that out.
yeah, that's people are foul, and
Trash.
some,
Trash.
like Chris said, you gotta pray because people will have you effing up.
And I know it's like it may not sound easy or it may not come off as easy to like just get to say, oh, it sound easy to say, oh, you need to pray about your friends, but I know it can be hard. Or maybe you just feel like you don't know how to do it, or maybe you just like you feel like you don't know about like if God's speaking to you about stuff. But all I can say is if you don't like if you're not in a space where you feel like you know God's voice and everything, I feel like you just need to just be honest with him and be open about everything, and then he'll show you eventually, like he'll like physically, like you'll get tangible evidence for you to know like you need to stop hanging with this person.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
I
definitely.
I think what God does,
Definitely.
I think what God does is He talks to everybody differently.
In a way where you know it's nobody but God.
He
He gonna
shows
talk to you in
you.
a way where you know,
He
okay, that's God.
shows you in a
Yeah,
way.
I have not since that
Yeah,
time. I'm hello, I see you, hey. But as far as like sitting in a circle and conversing, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
you because first of all, everybody don't value romantic relationships anymore the way we used to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The way we used to truly,
Yeah.
the way we used to really. One second, ladies and gentlemen.
You know
Yeah,
whose
people.
voice I can hear now in this conversation is Cicely.
Mhm. I
I
think
can
that
like,
I think that what we need to do, because I think we kind of
Come on, Tens.
we done gone off on to something else. And so we're gonna have to actually break this episode into I want us to just continue on this particular blog next week, if y'all
Yeah.
don't mind. If y'all
Yeah,
don't
that's
mind,
good.
because I
Because
think
it's so much. It's so much.
So much
we haven't
happened in that
even
moment.
got to the sabotage part of Brie. At this point, we're just talking about the friendships, and it's just not okay.
And you
To,
have to be careful. You gotta, oh God, it's like Chris said, you do have to pray, and you have to have discernment and know when somebody is really being like they're really for you. And you can tell by the advice that they give and the way that they say it. Like you can feel I'm gonna throw y'all a word, you can feel the genuinity. You can feel when someone is genuine in giving you advice versus when they're
yeah,
not. And of course everybody has problems, everyone goes through things. However, when you notice when someone is always going through something with their relationship, or they always got a situation with their relationship, chances are you don't need to be discussing your relationship with them, because they stuff
yeah,
not, they're not solid.
yeah. And over here, if you guys remember the episode we did about in my corner of the internet, over
Mm,
here we care about family,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
we care about healthy relationships, right? And so we want you to check your friends, like check your family, like make
Oh,
like
there's a song by Silk. Baby, check your friend. Baby, check
okay.
your friend. She's out to steal your man. But I will never do my baby like that. Red album, Silk.
All right. Okay.
Excellent.
Okay. There
Sorry,
are
Brittany, go
there are
ahead.
literally moments where you'll know that, like, wait, that shouldn't have felt like that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
when it's genuine, it won't feel wrong. And we have to, what you gonna say?
I was gonna say, like, even beyond like relationships, let's say like your career, they just see you coming up. I had one time like a friend, I had got this opportunity to go do something, to go out and like travel and do stuff. And
A
this one
tour.
friend, she literally, instead of congratulating me or, just expressing excitement, she literally came to me on some stuff like, "Oh my God, you didn't tell me," and like it was
Making a moment
very
about
selfish.
them, making a moment about them. When
I got to
anytime
do
you have
nothing.
something, when you have something going on and someone decides to make that moment about them, it's a problem.
We live in such a reality TV world, and everybody's watching the Nene leaks. Everybody's watching, the Real Housewives of wherever, and you're watching this and this and this, and people are legit turning into I think that they really think that they are these people, but you would not be these people to me in my life.
Because what these people fail to realize is that these are
No.
like legit storylines. Like most
Yes, they
most of the
trying to
stuff
get
just
a
be
bag.
fake.
They are trying to secure a bag. Meanwhile, you are being trifling, backstabbing, low digging, dirt rolling, and you're not even getting a bag. You're not even
Yeah.
getting a
And
bag.
this friend
So
I was talking
therefore,
to,
you cannot be in my life. You
like this
cannot.
person I'm talking about, she don't even watch the type stuff. So me, I don't know what's up with her. She
Back
like
channel me I said back channel me. No, I be on Clubhouse.
back channel. Okay.
Okay.
That
Um.
was even like Chris was saying. I wanted to say this because we're hitting the hour mark here,
We are.
but I just want to say this because the conversation feels so good, because I feel like it needs to be said.
Trifling for the
Yeah.
no.
Chris said, it can be hard, and I think what a lot of time people want, they don't want to happen. You don't want to be said as being the person who clipped a friendship over a nigga,
Over a relationship.
right? A lot of times you just don't want to be that person that was like, she quit talking to me over this over a nigga. Like, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna clip it every time over a nigga. Cause
Let me tell you something.
I want a family.
Because I want a family.
I want a family. And you're not gonna
Especially
give
if
me that.
if God has given me the go
because
ahead,
because I want a family. I got a future in mind. Yes, and God has promised me that.
yeah, and if God has given me the go ahead on a certain person, see, that's the problem. A lot of people don't pray about their relationship.
That
See,
part.
anyway, if God has
That
already
part.
given me the go ahead about a person,
That
and
part,
I know
Kristen.
where this is
That
going,
part.
you're not finna mess up what's over here. This right here is a whole like we working on something.
Oh
This is
my, we
bigger
have
than
many
this little
orange tea
friendship.
on here.
And I don't want to hear nothing about what you consider to be a red flag. I don't want to hear nothing about what you not a fan of and what you wouldn't let go. And I don't want to hear none of that. Because also too, now, like I said, we have talked heavily about the friends who, you have vented to them, but then you got some friends who you ain't vented to. They just uh feeling like they should be
Like
um
they just should be there and in the know.
hmm you also have those who are just gonna I'm going to tell you how I feel because it's time. And it's never time in my life. It's never time for you to
You know,
come
Brittany, I was in a whole marriage, and
tell the truth.
there were things that
Tell the
happened,
tell the truth.
and I remember you came to me and you were terrified to tell me the things that you had saw. Like you had proof, legit proof, bam, like tangible proof in your hands to show me,
I
to let me
I
see.
I
But you were
fasted.
literally
She did
trembling.
fast.
I fa- I fasted and
My man
prayed
had to
over the
sit down.
information.
Had
I
to sit
talked
down with mom and dad.
I talked to my
Pastor.
pastors.
Your
You, y'all, she was literally trembling when she came in my room. And the thing is, like, when you came in there to tell me that, like, you were so shaken, I was like, bro, what's wrong with you? But the thing is, I already knew. So it was just like,
Because listen,
I
I
knew
also
to a
had
degree. I knew to a degree, but see, the evidence you brought me, that evidence you brought me,
I had ran it by my honey dip. Yeah, I mean my honey dip from different world. I've been watching different world, y'all. I had ran it by my honey dip.
I'm finna start
And
saying it. Hey, honey, dip.
and he said, Brittany, don't you tell that girl nothing unless you got hard evidence. And I said, I got it.
I had a meeting.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't finna bring you
the
that.
meeting before the meeting.
I wasn't finna bring you that without proper just going through different channels because I ain't that person. I want to see everybody win. I want to see your nigga win because I want you to win. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Current.
Like if I care about, I'm getting excited.
She had receipts. Okay.
I had receipts.
Hey,
She had a whole
Ew.
file folder.
books.
She come in my room like on this.
Because I didn't want to do that. The Lord had begun to kind of speak to me on some things in dreams, and I was like, no, doc, I ain't getting into that. And I waited, I fasted, I prayed, I sought wise counsel. You know what I'm saying? Because I just didn't want to do that. And when I came to you, you already knew. You feel what I'm saying? So it wasn't nothing that tore you down. And so if I got to be keeping it real with you and it's breaking you down and it's hurt.
That's where I'm getting to. That's exactly. When you brought it to me, I was already aware.
Yep.
You came with a confirmation code of Z5327Z.
Yeah, you can't just get to doing stuff just because you pissed. Who are you? Who are you? If God don't tell you to bring them to me,
Who's to
keep
say
that.
who's to say you just didn't have said friend didn't have a bad day at work and they just need somebody to lash out on?
Yeah, so I'm saying,
So let me go and tell your ass today.
Because you can't lash out at home. Because you can't lash out at home. Because you can't lash out at home. You want to lash out to me.
Don't do that. If you out here being that type of friend where you got to bear the truth or give the truth to people that's not your truth to give, stop.
Because God will tell you how to, when to. And it ain't that deep because people be like, well, I don't know if God talking to me. You know, whoa.
Chris.
You know
Yes,
when
stop doing
something,
it.
you know when something feels right. You know when something feels off when you say something because you feel like, ah, dang, you
Vanya,
know.
do you
No,
mind? Do you mind me using another example? Post marriage.
I don't care.
Okay, just post.
Look at me.
You remember you had started conversing with this guy.
Ah, Father, fix it.
You had started conversing with him.
I don't
I-
remember. Go ahead.
okay, whatever. You hypothetically, maybe this happened. Where you started conversing with this guy, and it was cool. Y'all were conversing. I was like, oh, okay, that's what's up, because I felt like that was the season you in. Like you just talking to people, having a good time. And I remember you said, I think I like him. And I remember just saying, I was like, well, you don't like him. I was like, well, you don't like him. And I remember you was like, you jerked your neck. You was like, and then in that moment, I was like, okay, Brittany, so maybe you should have found a better way to deliver that. And so now I try. I'm still a little rough around the edges, but when it comes to Vanya, Chris, because they're my sisters, a little different. But at the same time, I try to take. I try to be mindful. Okay, Chris,
I
come
just
catching
thought
up.
about some. Yo, Brittany used to be like, this one guy. This one guy I was conversating with.
Conversate.
I was from Wonder Junior.
Come on, conversate.
I was
Conversation,
conversating
yes.
with. I was like, I told Brittany, I was like, I think this is my husband. Brittany said, look. Number two. Brittany like, you think that's your husband? And at that point, I was like, okay, y'all can continue. I had to share that like this. Brittany like, you think that's your husband? Maybe I don't.
So even come to you be like, so it be like, nigga, I had this dream, y'all. This is what
God.
2020. Oh shoot, I had a dream, y'all.
Who? I got tears. That really
Yeah,
just came
I
back
was
to my
so
memory.
scared to tell y'all. I was like, shoot. Me, Lord, did I really have a dream?
I try to deliver
Had a
things
dream one night.
much
I mean,
better.
Brittany used to just drop it. You
I
be looking
did.
like,
I remember Vanya. I was like, girl, you do not like him like this. Stop it.
oh my
And
God.
she was like, what? And I was like, he's not the caliber guy that you need. Like he's like this. What he's doing right now is all he gonna do for his whole life. And I remember.
Bitch shut
I'm
me
looking
down.
like what caliber? I mean,
I remember I used to be rude, and that ain't cool.
And you gotta be easy how you deliver stuff. Period.
Yeah, so I'm not
Yep.
talking from this space of, oh, I've always been this great friend. I've had to like develop into that because I used to be rude. Like I'm finna keep it real with
so
you.
you got to
Let me
understand.
tell
You got to excuse me for being scared to tell y'all.
What'd you say?
I am still going to offer the truth, but I do it now when it's time, when it's
Yeah.
warranted, when you're ready for it. Because you have, as a friend, first of all, if you're a friend and you're not praying for your friends, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So if I kind of see that this some like, okay, I see my friend, they getting entangled into some stuff that ain't finna really go nowhere, I start praying immediately.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Vanya?
No, I was agreeing with you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I start praying for you first and just like, okay, God, protect her heart, protect just kind of guide her. I start praying first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that if a moment comes where I got to be the one to tell you what's up, it's not such a hard thing to do, or it's not a hard thing to hear. So that when I do have to talk to you, it is confirmation.
Saw that young man the other week. I was like,
looking silly, wasn't it? Yeah, maybe he won't recognize me. I do this thing.
He's
If you
like sitting
old
over
in
here.
my
I
life,
was like,
Vanya said she texted me. She said she was telling me somebody was in the building. I said, "Girl, maybe he won't recognize you."
ah.
You know, but as a
That was like
friend,
the
y'all,
funniest
like
thing the whole weekend. Maybe he won't recognize
maybe he won't recognize you. But as a friend, like you have like a good friend is so hard to find. And a good friend, I really believe, will push you into your destiny. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
you.
And
Yeah.
if you got the wrong friends, if you got the wrong crew, like it'll really have you out here fumbling stuff, like fumbling what could have been a touchdown,
Yeah.
and I don't want to see my friends losing. I don't want to see you starting over unnecessarily when all
Yeah.
you had to do
I
was be
don't want
quiet.
it.
When
Yeah.
all you had to do was get off Facebook for a minute and go pray. I don't
Yeah.
want you losing like that. You know what I'm saying? When all you had to do was remember that you're chosen by God.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because
No, this is
sometimes
so. All you had to do was remember the Titans. Okay.
or that.
All
But
right.
all right. But it's such a real thing, y'all. Having good friends. And I honestly and also, and we're gonna get off of here.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh my gosh. It's
see,
just such a good conversation.
I got a paper I gotta write for somebody tonight.
Um,
It's due by
I gotta
midnight
study with.
Central Time. But you have to also just as a friend, even if you've made it or you've reached a certain point in your life, don't automatically assume everybody should be where you are. You've gotten to a point where it's easy to let somebody go.
Yeah.
Okay. But that don't mean it's gonna be easy for your friend to just walk away from something they've been
Exactly.
hoping in for years.
That's
Even if God ain't in it, even if God don't want this ain't a God thing. It's still not your job to tear it apart. It's not,
Because you're not God.
because you're not God. And if God won't do it, because see, God has a way, Holy Ghost, God has a way. If you won't leave yourself, if you won't get out of it, He'll snatch you out.
He'll
Yep.
snatch you out. He'll yank you
He'll
out.
he'll yank you out. And so as a friend, maybe you should start praying like, God, if this is not for my friend, snatch her.
Yep.
If this is not for my friend, snatch her out and don't let her be hurt afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
physically
learn,
or emotionally.
pray for your friends. You
Yeah.
think you
Pray
not
for your friends.
you not
That's
being a
it.
good friend. You not being a good friend instead of telling them that they nigga ain't nothing. You not.
Like,
You not.
please don't be judging out here.
I want that to sound out across the world. You not being a good friend by steady just saying, he ain't this, and cause this a red flag if he did that, and that's a red flag, and this a red flag. Like, it's a red flag to you.
Because
Yeah.
what
It's
I
a
can take, you probably can't take. What you can take, I probably can't take.
I
We
might can't
different.
take it. Yeah.
We
everybody,
different.
everybody is different and got their own boundary list.
Yeah.
Don't 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 I want to say it, but I want to hold back. If you got a blue collar nigga, and
Oh,
ain't no wrong with a blue collar nigga. But if that's what you got, you're not gonna understand somebody who has a creative nigga. You ain't gonna
Facts.
understand.
Facts. 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 Facts.
And I'm gonna sit there right there,
That's true.
and we can come back tomorrow.
That
Not
is
tomorrow,
so
but next
true.
week. Not tomorroah, next week. Unless y'all want to keep talking, because I can
because
keep
hey,
talking.
it's
But
different. It's
it's
different. A
Like
blue
it's
collar
he may
versus
have
a
a
creative.
whole different another schedule type thing going on. Like he don't like it's not a 9 to 5. It's more of a like is I mean, you can't tell
so
me
He
don't
said,
you
"Don't
don't
overstep no
respond back.
bounds."
I
That
mean,
part.
don't be checking for why I'm not out on a Saturday night, because there's universal date night when I was out on Tuesday.
Then went to then took a whole 4 hour drive or a whole 4 hour
yeah.
getaway.
You know what I'm
in the
saying?
middle of the week on a Wednesday. Like
Because
you can't like.
that's what the schedule may say over here.
For that week. The schedule is subject to change.
And just
Yeah.
such as long as I'm all right with it.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
Don't be around here calling that a red flag for me. Because I think it's a red flag if your man get off at 5 o'clock, but he not home until 2 a.m. Because where he at? But I'm not gonna tell you that's a red flag. I'm gonna pray for you.
Hit the titty bar.
I just thought about pose.
And the shake joint. No,
Yes, in
and-
other words, mind your business.
Mm-hmm.
Mind your business.
Yeah. Mind yours. Get you some if you ain't got none. And if you
Or
ain't
you
got,
gotta get none, just get out of mine.
just stay out of
Like
mind.
Tabitha Brown say, if you can't have a good day, don't you go around messing up nobody else's day.
Yep. But
Mhm.
just to bring some I don't know. Your friends should be able to vent to you though. I know we said you don't need to if you don't want me to get mad, don't tell me, but they should be able to vent to you a little bit. Now they don't need to be telling you some stuff, of course, but if I'm just venting about like having a bad day, like dang, like our communication is really not what's up right now, I don't need to hear about how this a red flag and all that.
Like, especially like right off the bat. Oh, that's a red flag. Wait.
Girl, cuz
I'm trying to vent right now. Like, you should be able to vent.
Your mama is a red flag.
Yo, mama.
Your mother is a red flag.
Let's talk about your mama.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, I can keep
Definitely
talking.
did not
Y'all.
make it to the sabotage, but
We didn't make it to sabotage, so we're gonna definitely just pick up here next week. Because this is, I think, like we really gotta unlearn the way we've been doing friendships.
Yeah.
We gotta unlearn that because
yeah.
it's not what's up. It's not. And this is a prime example with this girl. Literally, she went to her friends for a counsel, and they said he ain't doing enough. And
that
she
might
sent
have
them.
it.
Turned around and took their exact words and went messed up their whole relationship.
Mm-hmm.
They not together.
Nah. Yeah.
I'm not finna let nobody think for me.
Woo! Oh, ba. Hey, kanda ba.
No.
Shitty. What you say, Chris?
I'm not finna let nobody think for me.
I'm not gonna let nobody
turn me around.
Wow.
Ain't gonna let nobody
turn me around.
Let's wrap up, y'all.
Turn me around.
Whoa.
Turn me around.
I love Black History Month because I hear somebody sing, I'd be like, I'm gonna keep on. I sung that in 6th grade.
All right.
All
Okay,
right.
Little history.
Come on, Chris.
All right.
Somebody gonna pray?
That's what she said. Come on, Chris.
Oh, me. Bow your heads.
Our
Father
hearts
God, in
and
the name of
minds.
Jesus, I tell you, thank you for today, God, and thank you for the conversation that was here. I ask that you will touch everyone's heart and mind who listens to this podcast, God. I ask that you will just increase their time with you guys or encourage their hearts to spend time with you so they can recognize your voice and recognize when you're speaking to them and recognize when they should tell someone something, when they shouldn't. Give them wisdom, God, and just give them clarity and just bring everything to the light, God. Shine your light, God, so they can know who is truly for them and who is not. In the name of Jesus, God, just speak to your people and make your presence known in their life. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 Bye, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Real Talk Today with Vanya, Chris, and Be Real. In the meantime, trust that there is grace to mend the broken pieces. And as always, remember, you're loved, chosen, beautiful,